Today on Drawbli.
I'm making a journey of improvement in just one day.
Hey, I'm Ben.
And I'm Abby.
And we are self-taught artists documenting our journey of learning to draw, which is, of course, so much better with friends.
So click that subscribe button if you're new around here and share your artwork on Instagram with hashtag Drawbli.
And check out our new guidebook, How to Easily Draw Every Day, at the link below in the description. Abby, tell me about your eyes.
Okay, so...
And not the eyes on your face.
No.
The eyes on your canvas.
So there I was. I wanted to draw that day. I wanted to learn. I told myself, well, why don't I just, draw some eyes, whatever I find on Pinterest as soon as I search eyes, and see how that goes. And it went disappointingly. I looked at the eyes and I said,
And that's what this is? This is the disappointment here?
This is the disappointment, but it was an essential part of the process because it gave me a baseline from which I knew I was starting, and so I could easily see now how much I improved after I drew this pair of eyes and then one more pair of eyes without any instruction. Without
any aid at all. So I'm assuming you watched a tutorial or something.
Yes, so I went to YouTube and I said, YouTube, how do I draw eyes?
Help! YouTube, help!
And YouTube suggested the top 2 videos it suggested was a Ross Draws video on how I draw stylized eyes, linked below, and a video by an artist I didn't know yet called Louris, Louris.
I've not heard of him.
And she had a tutorial as well.
You sent me this video. I watched a couple seconds of it. Her artwork is amazing.
It's very amazing. Definitely check out the link below if you want to see something cool by her.
So did you watch both of these videos then?
I did, and it was really encouraging, and this is kind of my big takeaway that I want to tell people about.
Tell me about it.
It didn't take that much of a time commitment on my part to feel like I was able to improve a lot just by seeking out some instruction. One of the videos, I think the Ross Draws one, was like 13 minutes, and the Louris one that I actually kind of followed more along with was like 6 minutes. And very little time commitment there on my end, right?
Yeah.
But I was able to walk away from that, not creating, on their level at all yet, but with enough in my arsenal that I was like, well, let me just try this again. So look, I'm using like a canvas texture background. I confess I was more inclined to follow the Louris video inspiration in this particular case.
You're doing some warm undertones.
Very warm, much more saturated and warm undertones compared to the very gray and dull and lifeless colors I was picking before that I thought felt accurate. And I was like, well, why stick to just exactly what I see? Let me just see what I can do with, what there is to do.
Yeah, this already looks really cool.
Now, what's interesting to me is that this first set of eyes I drew coming away directly from the YouTube tutorial was probably the best set. And as I drew 2 more pairs of eyes, it was almost like I was walking farther and farther away from the tutorial.
Really?
Isn't that interesting?
That is interesting.
Maybe I was just kind of getting tired for the day.
Yeah, maybe, because I would think like the more you would do it, the better you would get. But I do also know that when you're trying something for the first time, you can kind of luck into it in a way where, like beginner's luck almost, where it's like, oh, you did some of the stuff correct. It was a lot of information in this tutorial and you picked up on some of the things. But then as you continue to do it, it's like, well, you maybe didn't do everything right. You maybe just got lucky the first time on a couple little areas.
Yeah, or maybe I was already trying to branch out and do things a little differently, like my own way.
Yeah.
And experiment and not find, of course, that it went perfectly well.
But just because the end result isn't, visually more appealing, that doesn't mean that you didn't improve and actually get better from doing those drawings. Doing a bad drawing or painting, is still something that's teaching you.
Yeah, and I still liked how the other sets of eyes went. It just happened to be that first set was my favorite. I
really like the lashes that you're doing here. I'm gonna have to take a note from your.
Oh yeah,
thank
you. Thanks.
And the eyebrows, lashes and eyebrows, hair in general. Gosh, can we figure out hair?
Oh my gosh, I wish. I watched a Louris video as well on how she renders hair, and I was immediately like, oh no, this is so
I don't even
complex.
I don't even want rendering hair. I just want drawing hair. Just I need some basics.
Yeah, I know. I feel like everybody simplifies it to say like, oh, just draw the basic big shapes. And I do, and it still looks bad. But enough about hair, because I'm not drawing that. These eyes.
I do like what you were saying about, it really doesn't take that much time to improve in something if you have the right instruction.
Yeah.
And I full-heartedly believe in that. Like, I do disagree with the idea of always trying to do perfect practice, right?
Yeah.
Because you're not always going to be able to do the most perfect practice ever.
Right.
Sometimes you just need to get in and get to work. But there's also something to be said for getting training from someone who really knows what they're talking about.
I think perfect practice is far more applicable to things that require strict muscle memory, such as playing the piano, versus drawing, where so much can happen from little happy accidents. But very intentionally seeking out instruction is a very healthy part of the diet of anyone who wants to grow and improve in any art. It's like the wheel, though, right? It's not the whole wheel. Seeking out instruction isn't every part of getting better, but it's a bigger part than I want to put time into sometimes. So.
Yeah, that's why mentorship is so expensive, because you're getting handcrafted feedback for yourself that's telling you exactly what you did wrong and exactly what you need to do to fix it.
Yes, exactly. That's why I have an expensive gym membership right now. But I pay for it because I'll go and they'll tell me exactly what is wrong with my form on this or that, and I eat it up. I'm like, yes, this is what I'm paying you all for. Ha 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 ha. They're all my staff here. Not really, but but I
want
value
staff.
it. I know. I feel like I have. When you pay a little too much for a gym membership for a little while, you kind of feel like you're getting curated training, even though you're just part of a class.
So you mentioned the later ones weren't quite as good here, and you said maybe it's because you were experimenting. Were you experimenting? Was there something you were trying to do different here?
I would, if I had to really guess and analyze, I would say that, there is such a thing as kind of meeting your limit for the day on pushing learning, where your brain kind of fries out. And I think I just had hit my limit a little bit. So I just wasn't putting as much time and care and attention into these. I was still putting time. Like you can see, I'm adjusting the eyebrows and the lashes a million billion times. But I could have done more. I could have gone back and watched the video again. I could have studied the first set of eyes I did. I could have circled highlights and shadows, which is a very pretty style that Louris uses.
I like doing that too. That's fun.
I think it's really very pretty, and I don't know why that adds so much to a piece to have the outline of a little.
Yeah, it's a graphic termination between two different values. It's just cool.
It's just cool. There's no science of it. It's just cool. Cool science.
Well, a common thing, there is a little bit of science to it, actually. If you're talking about rendering a sphere with warmth in the terminator between the light and shadow, there's a little bit of science there between the bounce shadow receiving cooler light, and it's not going to be this defined line. But that can create really graphic style for it.
That's true. It's kind of leaning into what we do to make art more pleasing than just looking at real life, emphasizing that which doesn't actually appear in real life, but we can imagine it does.
Now, you always mentioned that you like the way I render my eyes.
I do.
I like the way you're rendering these eyes. I mean, this is looking way better than what I do with mine.
Thank you. And I still think the way you render your eyes, it's just a very clean effect very quickly. But I did really enjoy this learning journey, and I intend to continue to use what I've learned here for other kinds of artwork, not just eyes. I think I used to use canvas texture backgrounds a lot more. Here I am jotting down my notes on what I'm noticing as to be
intention.
Intention,
I like it. I like the subtle canvas texture as well, but there is definitely a huge improvement. I think the color warmth, the warmth.
The warmth was huge. The color
really
shift was huge. Yeah, thank you.
And if you want more warmth, click that like and subscribe button, and check out our guidebook, How to Easily Draw, every day at the link below in the description.
And share your work on Instagram with #Drawbli, because drawing is better with friends.
And this is the part where we say
goodbye.
Goomba.
Ben, quick, what's the first eye pun that comes to mind?
I can't think of any.
Oh!
I'm terrible at puns.
There you go. Good
Oh,
one.
I did it again?
I.
Lash you later.
Oh,
Wait, that's
no,
nothing.
that was bad.
That's nothing.